The vehicle alternator is a crucial component of the charging system in cars. It converts mechanical energy from the engine into electrical energy to power the vehicle's electrical systems and recharge the battery while the engine is running. There are several ways to test a vehicle alternator. Voltage test. With the engine running, use a multimeter to measure the voltage across the battery terminals. It should read around 13.8 to 14.4 volts if the alternator is functioning properly. Load test. Apply a load to the electrical system by turning on headlights, heater, and other accessories while measuring voltage across the battery terminals. A good alternator should maintain voltage within the acceptable range despite the increased load. Belt tension test. Check the tension of the alternator belt. If it's loose, it may not be effectively driving the alternator, resulting in reduced charging capacity.
Diode test. Test the alternator's diodes using a multimeter set to the diode test mode. This checks for faulty diodes which can cause charging issues. Visual inspection. Inspect the alternator for any signs of physical damage, such as corrosion, loose connections, or worn-out bearings. Alternator rotor test. Testing the rotor of an alternator typically involves checking the rotor windings and ensuring they have the correct resistance values and continuity. Here's a basic procedure. Disconnect battery. Always disconnect the vehicle's battery before working on the alternator to avoid electrical shock or damage to the vehicle's electrical system. Locate rotor. The rotor is the rotating part of the alternator inside the casing. It typically consists of a coil of wire wrapped around an iron core. Check resistance. Using a multimeter set to the resistance, ohms, setting, measure the resistance between the slip rings on the rotor. Consult the alternator specifications for the correct